Hey guys, Metal Viking 82 here, back to show off some more plunder that I've acquired over the last little while. Trying to catch up on some stuff I need to show. Got a nice big stack to show here, so I'm just going to get right into it. Starting things off, we have Suffer with Instruments of Grace. Death metal band out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Been around since 1990. Now, the band was active until about 1999. Then they split up, reunited in 2013, and actually feature current and former members of Anger Rot among their ranks, who coincidentally have a new album coming out that I'm really excited about. But yeah, this is their first EP overall, put out in 2014 by Graves Media. Excuse me, limited to 100 copies. This is actually a 2023 independent reissue put out by the band. The first 3 tracks on here are basically some older tracks that they re-recorded, and then tracks 4 to 7 are actually their Carry On demo from 1993. So I was really happy to pick this up. And then while I was at it, I picked up their DVD, Suffer, Dissection of the Progenerator. And this is basically like a video interview documentary about the band and their career, talking to, you know, current former members and friends of the band and things like that. Haven't had a chance to watch it yet, but I'm definitely looking forward to it. Next up, we have Embalmed with Prelude to Obscurity. Yeah, death metal band from Madison, Wisconsin. Not exactly sure when this band was actually active. There was no listing on the Metal Archives for, you know, years that active and everything, but they are currently split up. But this is their second demo, originally put out on tape by the band back in 1997. This is a 2022 reissue by 20 Bucks Spin, which is how I actually became familiar with this band, because I listened to a track of this and I was like, damn, that is good. But yeah, this is essentially like a compilation of sorts anyway, because the first like I said, it has their demo on there, but it also has their 1992 demo, Persistence of Suffering, as bonus track. So again, essentially a compilation. But what I've listened to of this so far, really solid death metal. I would definitely recommend checking it out. This one I picked up on, I think, one of the last Bandcamp Fridays from last year. But this is Disfigurement with Soul Rot. Death metal from Atlanta, Georgia, active between 2011 and 2014. This is their lone EP before they split up, put out in 2013 by Boris Records. Really solid, I gotta say. I'm really sad to see that this band is split up, because I thought they were really good. But hey, shit happens. But if you get a chance, go check this one out. Next, really excited about this one. I paid a little bit more than I usually would have wanted to for it, but it was totally worth every penny. But this is Martyred with The Relegation. And yeah, death metal out of Austin, Texas. So some nice Texas death metal here. These guys have been around since 2003 and feature current and former members of bands like Stabbing, Scattered Remains, Force Fed, among others. This is their debut full-length album put out just last year by Time to Kill Records. And if I'd have made a longer year-end list, this definitely would have made it, because this is just some absolutely killer death metal. Go check them out. The next 2 I got from my buddy Brian. This one I was really excited about. That is Dehiscence with Colony. Death metal grindcore out of Portland, Oregon. Been around since 2020. This is their debut EP put out just last year by Chaos Records, limited to 500 copies. And if you love just chaotic and just heavy as fuck grindcore and death metal, go check this out. And he actually threw in a freebie, and I have no clue whatsoever about this band. I haven't even had a chance to listen to this, but I definitely will be leaving a link down below to their Bandcamp if you want to check it out. Not much information on this band. I don't know who is in it, what exactly their sound is, but on their Bandcamp, it is listed. They have tags like psychedelic, experimental, electronic. I know they're out of Portland, Oregon, and that's about as far as it goes. And I'm assuming this is their debut album, but this is Bunny Cat with serious music for serious people. No clue. But yeah, like I said, I will leave a link down below. You can check it out. It's definitely interesting. Next up, we have Cemeterian with Tomb of Morbid Stench. Sorry, fighting the glare there. But yeah, death metal from Houston, Texas. So more Texas death metal here. Been around since 2019. Features current and former members of bands like Blaspherion, Thy Feeble Savior, Imprecation, among others. This is the band's debut demo, originally put out on a tape by Unholy Domain Records in 2019. This is a Necroharmonic Productions 2022 CD reissue. So when I saw this, it was coming back out on CD. Very excited. So yeah, really glad to have this in the collection. It's absolutely killer death metal. Go check them out. Alrighty. Next up, Worm with Blue Nothing. Death, black, doom metal band out of Florida. Been around since 2012. This is the band's first EP overall, though they do have 3 previous full-length albums and some demos. This was put out by 20 Buck Spin just last year, and I actually got this through Caligari in a big order that I did, and they forgot this, so I had to wait a little while longer to get it, but really awesome release. Again, if I'd had more time to spend with this probably would have ended up on my EP list from last year. Next up, Devourment with Molesting the Decapitated. Slam, brutal death metal legends out of Dallas, Texas. Been around since 1995. This is their debut full-length album put out by United Guttural Records back in 1999. Corpse Gristle reissued this just late last year. In a jewel case, though, they did actually do a reissue in 2020. They came in an Eco wallet, which I also have, but I'm really happy to have a jewel case version of this because I always prefer jewel case over anything. But if you love slam, brutal death metal, you got to check that one out. Next 2 are from the same band here, and that is Hemorrhaging Elysium, who are a blackened death metal / grindcore act out of St. Peters, Missouri. Been around since 2008, though currently they're not as active as they were. But yeah, I found these guys like randomly. I think somebody had posted about them in a Facebook group, and I checked them out. And one of the last Bandcamp Fridays, I picked up both of their releases. First up, we have Messiah of Decay, which is their debut EP that the band put out themselves in 2012. I want to say it was a limited release, but I could be wrong. But yeah, these are still available as far as I know on the Bandcamp, both of these. And then you have Degrading Mortality. And this is their first full-length album put out by Necrotic Records in 2013. Pretty solid stuff overall. I definitely dig it. Hopefully the band will kind of get a little more active here soon, and we'll maybe get some new material. Who knows? Next up, Faceless Burial with Grotesque Miscreation. Death metal band out of Melbourne, Australia. Been around since 2014. This is their debut full-length album put out by Blood Harvest in 2017. Trying to complete the Faceless Burial collection. I almost want to say I have like one more thing to get. I think it's just an EP that I need to pick up. But yeah, really solid stuff. I actually did a review of their latest full-length album. So if you want my full thoughts on that one, maybe to kind of get an idea of what they might sound like, go check that out. But yeah, really solid stuff. Really dig Faceless Burial. And finally, the last 3 in the stack here, all from the same band. Another one that I discovered, I believe, through Facebook. And that is Garroted, or Garroted, however you want to pronounce it. Death metal, originally from Lincoln, Nebraska, though now they are currently residing in Kansas City, Kansas. Been around since 2008. First up, we have Evil Personified, which is their first EP overall, put out independently by the band back in 2011, limited to 300 copies. As you can see, mine is number 88, so very cool. Got kind of a lower end number there. Then we have Visions of Death and Destruction. And this is their second full-length album, put out by Sordid Curse Productions in 2015. Again, more solid death metal. And finally, Abyssal Blood Sacrifices. And this is their third full-length album, put out in 2017 by Sordid Curse Production. This one was limited to 300 copies. though I don't believe that it is hand numbered or anything. I couldn't find one on here, but yeah, really solid release. All three of these are actually really good. I would definitely recommend checking them out. I really want to track down a copy of their debut at some point, but yeah, that is going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching and subscribing, and until next time, stay brutal.